Hi, I'm here with my monster, opened up, and I'm about to attempt a repair on the axle nuts. So on mine, they've loosened up just a little bit, and the effect of that really on any wheel is if the wheels turn on and you grab it and you move it back and forth, if the wheel nuts are at all loose, then the shell will rotate back and forth a little bit before the wheel engages, to drive forward or backward. And depending on how loose the nuts are, the shell will have more and more slop in it. Mine is moderate, definitely not severe, but I want to try and correct it before it gets worse. Now, to do that, I'm going to use a socket. Use this. Takes a 24 millimeter socket for the monster. The ACM takes a 21 millimeter, and I don't know for a fact what the M Super takes. I suspect it takes a 21 millimeter also. Now get this. Dan from the forums, aka Rehab1, the kindness of his heart, he went out and bought a 24 millimeter socket for me. And since I do woodworking, but I don't really have metalworking tools, he fabricated the slot so it'll fit over the wires, so I don't have to disconnect anything to do this, and sent it to me. All just kindness of his heart. I just I can't get over this. And he also, today's Sunday, he did this Thursday morning. He sent it to me. And UPS lost it. So Thursday night, we get a notice that says, well, we lost the contents, gone forever, and such is life. So Friday morning, Dan goes out, he buys another 24 millimeter socket, again fabricates a slot, which is beautiful, and then ships it to me overnight express, so I get it Saturday morning. It's just unbelievable. And again, Dan, I just really appreciate what you've done. Yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit speechless here. So let's hope it works, and I'm going to show you everything I'm going to do here, whether it fails or not. So what I've done is I've took the pedals off, so I have free access to the brackets, mounting brackets. I put this in my Workmate. I love the Workmate. It's just so useful for a variety of things. I've clamped the pedals to the Workmate, so now I have good access to both sides. This is just to keep the batteries from flopping out the straps here. And now I should be able to hopefully tighten these nuts. Here, hopefully you can see the modified socket better and how it'll be able to fit over the wires, and hopefully I'll have enough play to be able to turn this. Now, from previous experience putting these nuts on my ACM, it takes both your hands, everything, and every muscle in your body to turn these nuts because of the pressure they're applying on the wedges inside. So I'm going to use a breaker bar, so I have plenty of leverage to be able to crank on these nuts. Now I'm going to begin on the non-wire side just to get some experience here. And I'm going to just make a mark just so I can see how much I've been able to turn the nut, if at all. Didn't mean to turn it on. Man, does not want to budge. I'm going to try loosening it a little first. Okay. So I can definitely loosen it. Whew. Well, Dan, this socket's plenty strong with it, even with that slot. Alright, well, I moved it a little bit. I don't know if these nuts loosen up to the same degree on both sides. Whew. Let me zoom in there, show you how much it moved. Okay, well, hopefully you can see how much I got it to move. I don't know, 1/8 of a turn maybe? Not much. So I'll try that on the wire side. And I'm just going to have to just take the wheel, put it on the ground, and see if that corrected the slop. Okay, so based on what happened on the other side, I think I'm going to loosen this first. Well, it's loosened actually fairly easy. So I wonder if this was the only one that was actually loose. Interesting. This is definitely looser than the other one. Whew. I'm of course a little bit afraid of slipping and then damaging these wires. Whew. I think that's it for this try. Let me show you how much I was able to tighten that down. Okay, here was the original mark. That's on here. Good solid 1/8 of a turn. Definitely more than the other side. So I think I'll take the wheel off the bench now and see if the play has gone away. Nope, it's still, there's still play here. I think it might be a little better, but nope. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this process one more time. I'm going to loosen up a little bit and then crank it down and see if I can make further progress. Okay, so on the wire side, I was able to get this. I was able to turn it a full quarter turn. Everything I had. So here's the mark that used to be at the 3 o'clock position. Now it's at the 6 o'clock position. So I definitely tightened it up, and it is better, but it's not fully gone. So if you can see this little, it's really hard to tell, this little rocking back and forth without the wheel moving. If I do that on a, like my M Super, there is none of that play. It's definitely an improvement though over what I had. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride it like this for a while, see how it goes. But if it continues to loosen, which I expect it's probably going to, I'm just going to have to take the whole wheel apart, take the shims out, try and get new shims or repair them. I guess I'll just go from there. I've already talked to a couple of dealers, and that's something apparently is not something that's they supply or they carry new extra shims. So I'll just have to go from there. Okay, well, I put it back together, and I just got back from a little just ride around the block, and I think this is a success. It's not 100%. I would say it's a good 90% where I would want it. There's just a little bit of play, but it's definitely an improvement over what it was before. So I can definitely think I can anticipate this getting worse over time, and I'll probably have to do more of a severe teardown. But yeah, I think I'm going to go out for a nice maybe 20-mile ride right now. It's been a few weeks since I've ridden the Monster. So thank you again, Dan. Again, I just really appreciate this, and I'm going to extend the offer to anyone else who has a Monster and they have loose axle nuts and they want to try and tackle this themselves. I'll send them the modified socket. Worked perfect, Dan. The slot had enough slop that I was able to turn the nut a quarter turn without the cable getting in the way. And if nothing else, this shows you guys how much effort goes into tightening these axle nuts. So I'm not exaggerating when I say it takes both arms, everything you got, to be able to crank on those nuts. You really have to have the wheel secured. There's no way you can just kind of hold the bracket and do it with one hand. All right, well, hope this video was useful to someone. And thanks for stopping by. I'm going to go for a ride.